Oh boy, welcome.
Who's that?
Who? Who's in here?
It's Alba.
Oh, what's up, Abba?
Yeah, we DM'd about the whole Ethan Klein situation. Since we're a resident Jew and Dan present, I figured maybe you could send a shoe in.
What's
Well,
up?
I don't know what this is, so I'll let you guys go at it.
You don't know what Ethan Klein and the Jew.
I think
joke
Ethan
with Ben
Klein
Shapiro?
made a joke basically saying that like Ben Shapiro should be gassed or whatever if like the Holocaust happens again first. It was like an insane fucking joke.
Yeah, the joke was if the Holocaust happens again, he would want Ben Shapiro to go to the front of the line.
Yeah.
To be gassed first.
Can I just say, I feel. Can we? No,
Uh-oh.
I don't think I can say it.
You got
Yeah,
to
you
now,
can.
Dan.
You
Yeah, you,
have
can
to
say
say
it.
it.
You're in a
I
safe
think
The
Yeah,
place.
entire
that's me.
chat is
Can we-
begging you to say it.
Uh-oh, here we
Can
go.
we not normalize telling people that you fucking hate that you want them to cease existing? Is that so bad to do in 2022? If I fucking hate Steven, can I be like, I hope you die. I really don't like you. I wish that you had a
I
heart
think-
attack today.
That might be off the table now.
But I can't do that.
I think it depends how you do it, to be honest.
Can I not normalize telling people that I want them? I can't even say it. I can't normalize. I can't even do it. That's the problem. I can't even say it. I'm broken.
So there's two parts to it. One, how you do it is pretty important, and two, for any business, having creators wish death upon other creators is a terrible look. Okay, so can you do it? I'm sure you can. I just wouldn't be surprised if a platform didn't want you around. Wishing death on someone's pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I feel like you got to normalize that a little bit.
Why?
No, because if I fucking hate you, wouldn't
I should be able to
want
tell
you
you I want you to die.
Yeah, like isn't that literally what I want? I want that to happen.
What
I'm
if
not
I
like
hate my political rivals and they're destroying America?
Okay.
What if
okay,
you hate
okay, so,
somebody who's not
okay,
an
okay.
accredited investor? Sorry, go ahead.
I want to ask you a serious question. Okay.
Ask away,
So
dude.
are you being serious, Dad, or are you just trolling?
So if you ask me if there's certain people I hate so much that if you said Dan, you can flip a switch and like have them die, I would certainly say that I wanted them to do it.
Okay,
I would
so-
think it in my mind. I
Okay,
used to.
So you want it to be normalized. So can I wish that somebody gets?
Ooh!
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask our good friend Stephen Bunnell.
No,
about
but
that.
you
No.
asked about something that's exponentially worse, which is death, and you said that's fine.
No,
Oh,
that's not
is
true.
death worse?
Rape,
I don't
rape
actually-
is worse than death. Sorry, wrong.
What?
I think in
Sorry.
modern day discourse, I think that's actually true. As crazy as
Wait,
that sounds.
you really believe that rape is worse than death?
That's what people would say, yes.
That is one of the most unhinged takes I've ever heard. Rape
No,
is worse than death.
that is true. That's how most people would evaluate it these days.
And I would say that's an unhinged take. How could you sit there and literally tell me the end of your life, okay, is somehow not worse than death?
I agree with you, but that's what the average person will say.
Okay, and we could call it out for what it is, which is unhinged.
Sure, you can call it unhinged, but if I go into video games and people see me saying over again, "I hope you die, I hope you die, I hope you die, I hope you die," like I don't think a single person can make a Twitter clip. But if I started getting on games and I was like, "I hope you get raped," like people are gonna fucking destroy me.
Okay, so lovely. Okay, all right. Listen, I'm not going to argue someone's trauma, but I'm pretty sure if I asked most whether or not they'd be want to rape or kill, I think I'd probably wager most of them would rather stay alive. But we could agree to disagree on
Depends
that.
on how. I actually have had this exact argument in the past, and one of the fucking and I'm telling you, I agree with you. It's stupid, but people say like, "Well, when you're raped, you're basically dead anyway, because like the rest of your life is like going to be ruined by the rape." People will say shit like that, and you're like, "Oh, okay, well, fuck me." Although in that case, you're like, "Well, then shouldn't rape victims like always fight back? Why do you say they don't want to fight back because they're scared as an excuse if getting murdered is in fact better than getting raped? Shouldn't you fight back until you die?" Like, yeah, obviously it's stupid, but like that's just what a lot of people say.
Yeah, I think
But sorry, okay, go ahead.
Well, okay, so we were on the topic of you should be able to wish death on somebody. So, Dan, in your opinion, would you feel the same way about wishing rape on somebody? I'm out of curious.
I don't. It's a good thing to say. Like, I guess it's about how much trouble you're gonna get in from saying it. But I just think it's crazy. Like, there's certain like you can wish death on dead people. I suppose. I know that sounds ridiculous to say. But like,
What?
you could say I'm glad Adolf Hitler is dead.
That's not
For instance.
wishing death.
Well, it's kind of it's.
No, being
glorifying.
glad that someone is passed. is not
Yeah.
wishing death
Like,
on them.
or that. Like, is that even allowed? Like, I'm glad this person got in an accident. Like, I feel like that is almost not allowed anymore. That type of stuff.
I would say I don't mind that nearly as much as I think with you. So I think wishing death on someone is exponentially worse. So I think that's probably where I would say. Yeah, it
It's
makes
that
sense.
bad to. Is there and what? How do I
Well,
put this? Where's
Dan-
the bar for someone saying I wish you were dead, man? like that. What are you
Damn.
laughing about? What is so funny? Explain yourself now.
This is a funny
What's more
topic.
likely to get somebody attacked? Is it somebody wishing death or somebody wishing someone gets raped?
What's more likely to get somebody
prob-
canceled? Let's ask
probably-
the real
prob-
questions here.
Probably the rape comment. Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
What if rappers were talking about? Because rappers talk about murder and shooting
Yeah.
people all the time. What if they're talking about raping people all the time instead? Probably wouldn't be as accepted.
Probably. I mean, it's happened in a lot of rap songs where they definitely say that verbatim. But you know.
That I want to somebody. I feel like that's an older.
Nah, there's some DMX tracks out there that you could hear. That's some pretty wild
Okay,
stuff.
DMX
I mean,
is an
and-
older rapper, right? This is some fucking
Well, he's
Okay,
Rest
how
in
old are we
peace.
talking? You're just talking about
like that's like '90s shit when DMX was popular, right? Am I crazy? What,
No. That's like
2000.
2000s.
Wait, what was the last popular DMX album? There's no way it came out after like fucking 2003 or
2005,
something, right? I could be wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong.
Hold on, now I'm gonna go look it up. Fuck you.
Do you know that DMX was consulted
Yeah,
on
he
Who Let
had-
the Dogs
he had-
Out song?
he had
Walk With
albums.
Me Now 2010, Doggy Strap at 2017.
I'm not asking for his random fucking. Okay, Dr. Dre released an album in like 2017 that was fucking trash. Okay, I'm not asking what does he push to Spotify to try to sell like 100 copies of because he is writing off his name. Okay, I'm asking when was the last popular.
2000 I'm pretty sure 2006 was the last super popular one, which was
And then he went
2006.
to prison. Yeah.
Yeah. And even when he come out, he was still popular. Like even early, like when I was 20, DMX was still popular. As in, like he was still releasing stuff that people were into and playing. I think it's like slight after that, it's like really. It was
2006, year of the.
yeah.
2003 was his last platinum album. Okay,
No, 2006 was still Rough Rider release and it was good.
350,000 sold as opposed to Grand Champ sold over 1 million copies.
Yeah,
Every
but that
other-
was a transition. That was a transition. That was like the start of the transition of like digital stuff. So people were like,
Okay, well in his 2000 album, Year of the Dog Again, was he rapping about rape in that album?
This
Yeah,
guy really
yeah,
likes
yeah,
dogs,
yeah, yeah.
huh?
Hold on, hold on,
Really
hold on.
likes
Yes, he was.
dogs.
Which
Well,
track?
I'm not even
breed?
joking. And I think it was
Like
talking about-
corgis or-
I think
Hold
he
on,
was talking
we're
about,
finding the track.
Huskies?
like,
What?
the DMX song, and it was like a young girl too. You saying he's a young woman?
Okay,
The
DMX
dogs
rape
songs?
song. Is it the X gonna give it to you one?
No.
No.
Dun, 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 dun.
X is
What?
coming. X is coming.
X.
And if you got a daughter older than 15, I'm a
Graper. Like the
take her on the,
grapist?
and he describes it. Take her on the
Yeah, but
living
that's
room
98,
floor.
right?
That's
Right
a
in front of you.
'90s song. I think that came off of before his That was before the his most popular album.
Hell
I
is
think.
hot. Something like that.
That's wild, man. He was describing the whole thing too. That shit was crazy.
You ever listen to Necro before?
What are you talking about?
You know Necro, Abba?
No, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, that's a white Jewish rapper. He's got some pretty killer lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
okay, so
Lil Dicky?
Like dead body disposal. That's a fucking
Okay, this song came out in '98. Okay, the '90s were a different time, Abba. All right, we all said some crazy shit in the '90s that we're not proud
hey,
of.
listen, I'm pretty sure I can find the 2000s. I'm just saying, I remember that song. I heard that show. Like, that's wild.
And if you got a daughter older than 15, I'm a.
Don't read it.
Oh
Don't
my
read it. That shit
God.
crazy. This shit crazy. Even by those standards, it's crazy. He describes exactly how he's gonna do it and everything. It's really crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah. And like, he never really caught flack for it. But anyways, I digress. Okay. So, on the topic of Ethan Klein, what were you guys' thoughts for those of you that heard the joke and he's been banned by YouTube subsequently afterwards?
well,
It's
yeah,
been-
temporarily, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
1
it's
week.
for a week.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's way over the line, but a week seems pretty fair for a first-time offender, but I wouldn't be surprised if anything else that comes after it is going to be significantly more stringent. I don't know. I think jokes like that are just way beyond anything that can be taken as jokes. And I don't even think he intended it as a joke, or it didn't come off to me, at least in the clip that I heard.
I thought it was I appreciate some dark humor.
Yeah, I do too.
The problem was it wasn't that funny. It was just like, check out my humor is anti-Semitic. Okay, based.
I mean, hold up. So I think in Ethan Klein's defense, what he was essentially getting at was Ben Shapiro is somebody who runs an organization who routinely goes after the Jewish interests, or he has people who work for him who are anti-Jewish or anti-Semitic or whatnot. And so from his perspective, if this person is going to be so anti-Jewish, should the Holocaust come again, he would want them to suffer first. right? Because he's directly contributed to the world in which.
Yeah,
Jewish
so
people
here's
live.
like my issue, and I guess people made similar arguments against me. I don't think they're wholly unfounded, but like if you're gonna like spearhead these fucking crazy cancel campaigns, and Ethan Klein is guilty of like clip chimping the fuck out of people and doing that shit, like you kind of gotta be ready for that shit to get turned on you. And like I'm sympathetic to like I don't think Ethan should have been banned for it. I thought it was kind of funny. I think we should be able to make jokes like that. But you better fucking believe that if Steven Crowder made a joke like that, Ethan would have like a 20-minute segment about how horrible he is for it. So that's
and would also remove all the context. I think
yes, and that too, yeah.
Because the context is what makes like pretty much me like super passive. Like I don't mind it in that context. It is dark. It is, but you know I can understand one why it's not allowed on YouTube, and two why people felt some outrage. But once you remove the context, it sounds crazy. But he's someone who routinely, we've seen this in so many videos.
Yeah.
Just like literally takes everything out and doesn't care. Like remember the train wreck situation?
Oh yeah. Oh my
stream
god.
with Hassan?
Yeah.
And like Hassan was trying to walk him back, and he's like, "Yo, this is," and he said, "I don't care. This is what he is." Well, I'm like, that's what's happening to you, and so I think that's why I lose all sympathy for him. I guess to some degree.
God, I know they lied about that too. I know they lied about it.
What do you mean they lied about what?
I don't think they ever got Alinity's permission for that fucking thing. I messaged Alinity and I asked her, I was like, hey, listen, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but I'm just curious. She never responded to me. I don't think they ever got her permission for it.
Yeah.
I think it was covering his fucking ass. But no, yeah, I agree. If you're going to engage in that kind of shit, then you got to be ready for people to do it to you.
Yeah, and after the fact, he came out. He said a bunch of white supremacists mass reported me, and I'm like, bro, you still doing that shit? Like, you think everybody was probably upset by that joke, or just a bunch of white supremacists coming for you? I even the aftermath of the whole thing and his response to it was cringy to me.
Good, he is cringy.
I also believe that had he done it to somebody not named Ben Shapiro and conservative news outlets didn't pick it up, I don't think he would have been banned. I think it's like completely different for YouTube when it's like front page of the Daily Beast and another bunch of like Fox News and shit like that than it is if it's just like some random Jewish creator who's anti-Semitic. I think it's like if he would have done that way, I don't think YouTube would have responded, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I think it
if he
depends
was
on the
making
number
that
of
comment
reports.
about not Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, so like if it wouldn't have gotten the news coverage it got, I don't think
maybe,
that YouTube would have responded.
What is your view on Destiny's subreddit? Are you a frequent watcher of the subreddit? Participant of viewers?
No. But
Not
every
even
now-
a little bit.
No, every now and then I'll jump in, but I don't like frequent it like often. So that's what you're asking.
So what do you do in your day to day?
In my day to day, if I'm not working or spending time with family, then I'll just go out dancing, or I'll go
Go out
browse
dancing?
YouTube. Go on YouTube and then look for topics and.
Wait, go out dancing? Like this is like you're like, oh, it's Tuesday. I'm going out dancing today. Really?
Yeah,
What
yeah,
type
yeah.
of? What
I
type
went
of
out
dancing?
last night, man. I was out from I was out at 11 till 3 in the morning. You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
is this like club dancing or what? I don't even know.
That's
Are you
right.
married? Do you have kids?
I don't. I'm not married. I don't have kids.
Okay, so you're out there looking for those Miami women, basically, is what it sounds like.
Nah. I go out dancing to actually go out dancing.
So you're the one guy at 11 who's out there like doing the fucking robot on the dance floor, and everyone else.
No,
is
that's not
trying-
what dancing today means, Dan.
I
It doesn't
was
mean going out
joking,
and
you
doing
stupid fuck. It was a joke.
Do you go and do the monster mash? Is that what
I
you guys are
can't
doing
believe
out
you're
there?
so uncharitable. Oh my god! And first off, I've been to these clubs
Dan
in
is
Miami
like-
10
Dan is
times
like-
more than you. You're such a weaselly little rat to try and twist that. You've never been, not one time. You fucking
Dan's out
rat.
there at fucking in Miami clubs doing the electric slide. Like, why is nobody coming up?
Unbelievable.
I'm not even going front. The electric slide is kind of fire.
You know what's so disingenuous about this? These are the types of dirty debate moves that Destiny does.
Yeah?
Dirty debate. Destiny does them. That's you. I am the one who has gone to clubs here. You've never been to one club
You
ever.
don't know that.
I know it. All right, name the name of the club that you've been to.
In Miami Beach?
Sure, yeah, the most popular club.
I mean,
yes.
there's the one next to Big Pink, the By
what's
Beach
the name of
Club.
it?
Yeah, it's
What's the name of it?
BAIA Beach Club Miami. Yeah.
BIA Beach Club Miami. You're such a fucking weasel. A weaselly rat that has your little tail all curled up because you know how weaselly you are. I can't believe, and you make it seem like I have no idea. I am a club goer. I know what's going on. I'm out there on the streets.
I'm not
Does your
gonna lie.
wife know about
That
that?
is crazy to call yourself a club goer. I've never heard that.
I've been like probably 20 times over my 10 years.
What
I've
did you?
been
Why are
here.
you going to the club? What are you doing out there?
Because
6 months
I
really
have
needs-
I have Swedish friends. I think you would appreciate what that means if you have people that are Swedish.
No, I don't know what that means. Are Swedes known for like clubbing a lot?
Yes.
Aren't you married to a sweet Destiny?
Yeah, she hates clubs. She's a
There's
fucking
no- she
nature
doesn't-
girl.
We got a liar in the building.
Yep, she doesn't hate clubs. She just says that so you don't feel bad. She fucking loves them and wishes
What?
that you
How?
weren't
We've
such
been
a
married
bitch.
for 4 years. How would I not
She's-
fucking know this?
She's hiding it from you. She's like, oh God, I wish I could tell Steve, but you know, I'll just make him feel so stupid. You know what's funny about Steve? Forget
Oh,
a
no,
club.
Dan is
this
unchained
motherfucker,
now.
he can't even take a restaurant where the music is past the 7. You do
Yeah.
that and it's bitching the whole meal. Great job, Dan.
I need to
Real
know.
great. What'd you say, Dan? I can't hear you. That's the whole dinner.
I need to know. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Dan's a club goer.
I am. I'm a club have-goner, if you will. I've been to many clubs. I have. Some of
more
the
you
best
talk-
clubs.
The more you talk, the more it sounds non-believable.
No, I have. I've been to 11. I've been to Live. I've gone to the one in Faena Hotel. I've been to. I've gone to the one next to Soho House a lot.
You know that guy in high school who lies about having been laid? And he's just like,
I have picture proof.
I
will
have
find
been
it.
inside many women.
I have picture proof. I just have to go through my Google Photos. Actually, you know what? Hold on. We're looking. There's photos
Club
out
and
there.
Dan coming out.
Club and Dan, he exists. I mean, not by like my choice. I'd rather do better shit. But let's see. Where do I go to see the heat map?
When you say has been, like, how long are we talking? Like, before you're married or what?
No, I've been married for almost 20 years, homie.
Has is past tense. It's not a definitive time frame. That's what I'm asking.
Ah,
Are you okay?
I even here. You look at this. I can't. It's a Google video. Boom. Where do I send this? This is not. My face isn't in it. Son of a bitch! But I took the video.
Of course you did, Dan. We believe you.
I did.
Dan, we believe you, Dan.
December 28th, 2017. I was there. I'm putting it on Imager.
Dan, what's your favorite part about 11?
Yeah.
The tits.
I mean, not false.
Proof is going in chat right now. I had good seats. Boom.
Can I ask what Destiny? What is your subreddit supposed to be? Like,
A place where
in
people go
terms
and
of-
chat about like all like the kind of ongoings of like stuff that's happening in the Destiny
Right, so-
world, basically.
so- So when you think of how it's moderated and how it's run, what are some values you think the subreddit should have?
I don't want it to be like overly like. Well, first I want it to embody like kind of my social values. So like,
Right.
hopefully they're not like homophobic, transphobic, misogynistic shit like that. So that's like the bare minimum. The next level would be like, I hope that they engage with topics in decently good faith, like I do. So like we're not like just clipping headlines or ignoring context from like important stories and stuff like that. What else? I mean, there's other things too. Like there are certain things that I look out for. It's like one of the big things about like moderating subs. I try to make sure my community isn't falling into like a circle jerk, whether that's a counter jerk or whatever. Those are things that I look out for because I think sometimes communities get like really anti-circle or like they turn into anti-jerkers, and I think it's really bad.
What do you mean? Like whenever Lav is mentioned, they're like,
No, anti-jerkers like so. There's the phenomenon that like a streamer will oftentimes get dick ridden really hard by his audience, right?
oh yeah, for sure.
And people know that that's bad. But then what people do is like, well, I don't want to be a dick rider, so I'm gonna shit on Destiny for fucking everything. And then they become anti-jerkers, where they just go so fucking hard on everything. But that's because they want to be like the cool kids, like, oh, well, I'm not a dick rider to Destiny. In fact, I shit on him every single day in his server. I've got 3 accounts to do it, right? And it's like, okay.
And so, do you feel like your subreddit does do that? Do you feel like it embodies those values?
No, I think it rides a pretty good line right now. Like, if I see people that are, like, hypercritical of me that are just, like, dicks, I usually just ban them. You can ask to come back if you want. But there's, like, a lot of people there that are critical of me that are, like, pretty good. Like, good, high-quality posters and shit. Yeah, there's, like, all sorts. I think that for the most part, like, the activity in the sub is really, really, really good. There's decently high-quality posts. Like, people engage with topics in a pretty good way. Like, yeah, I think it's a pretty good subreddit for the most part.
Okay. Dan, are you doing okay?
I'm doing fine.
You sure, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you went through your photo albums and dusted off all those old books, did you find any pictures of you at the club?
So you might be a little bit older than me because I don't go through photo albums. I actually go through Google Photos. I do stuff online. When you're calling people, are you flipping through an actual thing with cards on your desk, a Rolodex? Is that what you're? Oh, hold on, let me find Destiny's. Yes, Steven at Steven.com. Yes,
you're definitely older than all of us.
Nah, you're older in body and in spirit than me. I'm a Zoomer.
Whatever you need to
Dan's
do to
older in
cope.
mind whenever he misspeaks.
Yeah, I get younger every day as I consume more video content. I'm hip.
You're
I'm
a
very
club
with
goer.
it. I am a club goer. See, you wouldn't know about that. You're going there dancing. What a loser. Dancing at the club. I'm there. I'm there for the bitches. I got the table. I got the bottles coming out.
Bottle service.
Me. Bottle service. Fucking A.
Wait, hold on. I'm
getting
gonna be
Ace of Spades.
I'm gonna be.
Shout out to Dan living that high value man life.
I'm gonna be 100% honest here. I'm gonna keep it 100. What the fuck does bottle service mean? Does that just mean they're bringing like full bottles of wine to you?
Yeah. So
It's
you
the
have,
most
you have a girl
unbelievable
assigned.
shit.
So you have generally a girl assigned to your table. You have like a booth or some kind of table, and then a girl comes and brings you guys bottles, and then that's like her job. There's some women whose job in the club is to take care of the clients who are spending a lot of money.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they shoot the sparklers off when they carry it through the crowd, so everyone looks at you and how rich you are.
It's
Buys
unbelievable.
$1,000 on a $20
That is
bottle.
all it is.
Absolutely.
It's $100 bottle of fucking champagne that you spend $3,000 for.
Try like
Well, the
$20.
Ace of Spades ones I think is $100 if you get it at Costco, right?
I mean,
I was so
at a club.
So the first time I heard this, my inner Jew came out so much that I didn't understand. So my friend Peter, who's Swedish and does this all the time, he's talking about buying a bottle. He was like, I was like, how much does it cost? He's like, oh, a few grand, depends on the club. And I was like, what is it? Ace of Spades? I want to look. I've never heard of this alcohol before.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm like, dude, you could get this at Costco for like $100. You want me to get you some? And I could not put together that people spent this money just so that other people saw that they could spend that money. I couldn't put together.
I mean, I think
the
a
thing
lot
is-
of people do things to show off to
Yeah,
others. That's
there's a
pretty
table
normal.
spin too.
Yeah.
It's just
It's not just
unbelievable.
And here's what's really weird. There's women who are really drawn to that. So when dudes, it's generally men who are doing this to attract women, or women who are doing this because it's like a birthday party or whatever. But yeah, I've 100% seen women go up to these tables either A, to get free drinks, or B, to actually be with the guys. And so there is a reason why the guys do that. I don't think it's always super effective, but yeah, people pay
Depends
money.
at the club. But, yeah.
Yes, it really does depend on the club. Yeah.
Oh no, it's more. Ace of Spades is actually, I mean, at least if I'm looking at on TotalWine.com right now, Ace of Spades, the cheapest one is $350.
Wow.
No, I that's a lot of money for a bottle of champagne. It must actually be relatively expensive, I guess.
Think so, Dan?
Or I mean, good. Sorry. But yeah, $350 for champagne. That's a lot for one bottle.
Wow.
What are you giving me that condescending fucking backtalk for? Why don't you say, wow, that's super interesting. I thought it was blessed too. Weird. Or say fucking nothing at all. How about that? Because you know nothing about this. You're not a club goer like I am. That's already been established. You've never seen the inside like I have. You don't know.
I got to back up Dan on this. I feel like Destiny has no social activities in the room.
None whatsoever.
I don't go to
I've gone
clubs,
big-
no, because
No.
fucking degenerate.
What are your
Gross.
social activities in the real world?
Dude, when you go out with this
don't
motherfucker in
s-
real life, he brings his laptop with him and plays Final Fantasy.
That's just
in the
because
car.
you're boring, Dan. What am I supposed
No,
to do?
it's
okay?
because you are
That's
you
wild.
are a
That's
fucking loser.
wild.
That's why. He has
I'm a
no-
man of the people. You guys are out of touch, okay? I can't help it if
No.
you guys don't know how to relate to your audiences, okay?
He has no.
Ooh,
He's like a
ooh,
sweatpants wearing WoW gamer
True.
in the real world.
Yeah,
Well,
we got to know,
I don't play
Destiny.
WoW, so.
What do you do to touch grass?
Usually
doesn't.
it's whatever the person I'm with wants to do. So it's either going to be restaurants, movies, drugs. It'll just depend on what they're into.
This is it.
Sometimes
It's like,
outdoor
"Hey,
activities,
Steven."
God forbid, but
Yeah, hey Steven, let's go outside and do something. Okay, and then do you want to touch that grass? Okay, I touched it. Can I go now? Yes, Steven. Good job. You did a really good job today. And then Steven fucking goes and runs back upstairs as fast as he can, out of breath, grabs some fucking Cheetos and orange drink from the fucking fridge and sits down to play some fucking Factorio off screen. Sorry. All right, what?
are you okay, Dan?
I'm fine.
You're being really vitriolic right now.
Yeah, Steven, why don't you go to some jazz club and see people play the saxophone or some shit?
Just live music is usually boring as fuck, okay?
You have no outside activities that you like.
Bro, I went to a concert once, my favorite band ever, and I sat there and I was like, this is boring as fuck, and then I left, okay? Get the fuck out of here. I could listen to this shit at home. I don't need to be here.
That literally is you. You're like, quality's not as good as on my Sennheisers. Too many people
True.
talking.
Now, why
To
the
be
fuck?
fair, go ahead.
Yeah, why the fuck would I sit here and listen to these guys play their album down worse than what I'd listen to it on my own headphones? Fuck this.
This isn't even remastered. Oh god, that guy guitar is out of tune a little bit. I can hear from every. What a shit show! Can't believe I paid for this.
I will say there's some artists when you go to see them live, they do like a different rendition of their original songs that's so different that you wouldn't get it unless you went live. So I think the onus is on some artists who do actually a great job live because some of them are fucking lazy.
Listen,
it's,
Abba,
it's just not worth the money.
I'm gonna tell you we have to be very careful because if we get into a music topic, I'm telling you right now, I know from experience, we're like 30 seconds away from some dipshit coming in, and now next thing we're talking about like modal 14ths on a guitar. So fucking be careful. Let's just move on quickly if we can.
Jesus, damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that Steven is passionate about. And as someone who cares for Steven, I think you should make more an effort to
No, I've been here long enough. I already know it all. I know I've had an entire music history through Steven. I know everything.
Wow.
So you went to go see a live group, didn't work out. Is there no other activity that you've engaged in that you're like, oh, I could try to do this regularly?
For me, it just depends on who I'm hanging out with. Some people that I'm with really like to do certain things, and if they like to do certain things, I'll do it with them. So if a girl wants to go like hiking or to the beach or swimming or off-roading or jet skiing, like these are all things I've done, or like special whatever like types of restaurants, shooting,
I
stuff like that.
understand,
Yeah.
But that's something that's context of somebody you're with. So really, essentially, your socialization or you're like socializing in terms of like being actually outside is all done under the frame of like I'm going out with somebody. You don't think there should be something that you like doing that, irrespective of anyone else goes with you, you're gonna go and do it?
Nope.
Okay.
I think that if I'm left to my own devices, I think I generally just stay home and do shit. There's like a million things I could be working on, or I could be building my factory.
Building a media company.
Yeah, that too.
That's
See?
fair. I think for a lot of people, video games is definitely their thing. So I mean, I'm not one of those elitists who's like, bro, you should go rock climbing. You gotta have something. But yeah,
I think that the way that I view it in my life is I have very limited time because of all the other shit that I do to like socialize with people. So if I'm going to do like an outside thing, I might as well kill two birds with one stone. I should be socializing with somebody while I do it. That's how I view it, basically.
You know, the problem with that is that having someone there completely changes the experience. I don't disagree with you that you can kill two birds with one stone, but like here's an example. I like going out dancing. I never go with people I know. The reason being is I've taken dates before. I've taken women I was dating before. And like all of a sudden I got to babysit these women at the club. They want to go do. I'm like, I'm just here to dance. Like you do you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to like make sure you good the whole time and having fun. Like I'm here and I know I can enjoy myself. How I got to manage your enjoyment. So I think like doing activities with people can be a lot of joy. Absolutely. But it absolutely changes the experience as well, having to go with others. So I know.
Yeah, I 1,000,000,000% agree. I don't know if there's things that I would enjoy going out doing on my own that I wouldn't enjoy with other people. Like that's just because of the types of hobbies that I'm into. It is what it is.
What are those types of hobbies? Other than like restaurants or drugs?
Well, like for instance, like going out shooting is a lot of fun for me. But like if there's like I can always just rent a second range, like a second lane to shoot down. So if I'm with somebody, it's not like it's slowing me down at all. I would say probably like the one thing that I can enjoy doing is like sometimes like most of my thinking gets done for some topics would be like on long drives. And that's something that sometimes if I'm driving to a certain place or if I'm traveling somewhere, I don't really want another person with me. I'd rather just like chill. Yeah, I guess most of my chill out time actually. Oh, because me and Melina just kind of had this talk that like I came back here. She's gonna stay in Austin for like a week and a half because I just did like a whole bunch of fucking traveling, a whole bunch of shit, and I just want to like chill in my apartment and not have anybody else to like worry about or things to worry about or I just want to be able to like zone out and not have to worry about anything. And sometimes doing that on your own is nice.
Yeah, definitely having that kind of time, whatever that kind of zen moment is, whether it's at home or out there. Shooting is interesting. I didn't know you like shooting.
Yeah.
Do you go often, or is it something you do like once in a blue moon?
Whenever I have the chance to. We just went shooting in the place that I was just at. Oh my god, my brain is falling out of my. Oh, Texas A&M. Yeah, we just went shooting with some friends down there. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it just depends on what's going on or what my environment is.
So how is that being a lib who's into guns? Do you ever get flack for it?
I mean maybe, but I don't know. People are stupid. I don't give a fuck if somebody judges me for being into guns.
So you're not out here trying to ban AR-15s?
No, all that shit is cringe as fuck. I think liberals have a really stupid obsession. Your shit in Canada, well, I shouldn't say that because I shouldn't judge you guys because your culture is different. But I feel like the obsession with like you guys ban handguns because of shootings going on in the United States is like kind of wild to me.
Yo, that rustled my jimmies, but we're not gonna get out that.
Trudeau was like, "Did you see what happened in Uvalde?" And it's like, "Yeah, that's in the United States." Like, well, we're gonna make it real hard to get handguns now. I was like, "Okay, why?" But whatever.
So it's so fucking stupid. But beyond that, so you say there's a cringe culture in regards to guns. I'm actually curious about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, one, the obsession is usually in the wrong spot. I always say this, like, the focus should be on handguns and not fucking AR-15s. It's like the most obsessed about weapon that liberals talk about when they account for so few deaths every year.
So I could be wrong, but I think the argument that they always make is that these things can fire off 30 rounds or 24 rounds or whatever the magazine clip is, and basically has a higher capability for destruction. That's what they would say.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, like who's getting killed all the time? It's people getting killed with handguns. Like that's what's happening. I mean, like if you want to like focus on AR-15s and shit, because that's what gets your dick hard, you can do it. But like that's just realistically, that's just not where very much of the violence is coming from.
Word. So when you I remember this one shooting. I thought this one was wild. Remember the Vegas shooting where the dude sat up in a hotel and was just like unloading clips on those people at the concerts? Mm-hmm. Man, that's why I always tell people any place where white people gather in large numbers, I avoid because y'all just end up getting shot and shit. But
okay.
When you saw that, what did you think that there could be done legislatively to prevent situations like that?
I mean, some shit is just wild, but like what you have to accept as an American, I guess as anybody, is that rights come with responsibilities, and usually rights have costs associated with them. So like I really enjoy my right to my freedom of speech in the United States. I think it's one of the greatest rights we have. I think our criminal justice system in the United States is one of the greatest criminal justice systems around the world. At least like the rights process that you have throughout arrests and everything, and your rights in regards to dealing with officers. I think that's really cool. But that's going to come with like big costs. You know, that right comes with freedom of speech is dangerous because people can say really dangerous shit and they can like cause harm in society by saying stuff that, you know, is going to lead to people having horrible thoughts and shit. But that's kind of like that's just part of the implicit trade-off you have for your First Amendment right, that you acknowledge that you want to say free stuff that is cool for you to say, but other people are going to be able to say like really horrible and dangerous stuff that's going to cause harm to other people. But you have to accept the trade-off. Right.
So do you think that the American people accept that trade-off? Because I would argue that they are fine with I think the majority of them would say they're fine with the freedom of speech argument. But I think if the trade-off for having access to guns is that, you know, we experience a bunch of mass shootings every year or whatever, then that trade-off is not worth it.
I mean, that's up for, I mean, right now it seems like that's kind of what Americans have been okay with, but I mean, it depends, right? If they aren't, then we would change our gun rights.
Am I stupid? I feel like bans on AR-15s are like massively popular. Overwhelmingly
well,
so.
No, not overwhelmingly so. With the left, they're fairly popular, but with the right, it's like a death knell. Like people hate the idea. Yeah.
15 majority want ban. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Okay. Yes. Poll. Majority of Americans want AR-15 ban.
What does majority of Americans mean?
50% of Republicans oppose a ban. So that's still. Here it is. Here it is. Large partisan difference regarding nationwide ban on semi-automatic weapons.
So when I'm thinking of polling, like the nationwide polling doesn't mean much. I'm looking like I have to think of it like district by district, because like nationwide, like how many people in California or like moderate Republicans in like very left-leaning states are included in that? Like it makes us the data's not as relevant, I guess.
Okay. Aren't these kinds of bans normally happening? Actually, no, they do happen state by state. Okay.
Yeah, some can kind of happen at the federal level. They push for like the AR-15 stuff, but some state bans like on pistols and shit, I think in New York City were challenged and overturned, but yeah, I don't know.
I would find bans like these have to be nationwide, because like it would be kind of dumb if you can't get one in like New York, but you can get one in Massachusetts or whatever.
I mean, that's kind of how it is now, right?
Yeah, right. You just drive over, grab your gun, just come back to your state like that. That would be.
Well, you can't do that.
Well,
you can.
You can.
No,
you're not.
can't.
It's not legal,
like
but you can. You can.
Yeah, it's not legal, but it's like easily accessible, especially when there's like no border patrol.
I know this. You mentioned Massachusetts. I know this as a former resident of Massachusetts. Massachusetts has a few laws in place which are pretty restrictive compared to other states, like for instance New Hampshire, right on the line. So in Massachusetts, you can't have an AR-15. There's a bunch of features that Massachusetts define together make an AR-15, and you can choose 2 of those 5 options. So some of those things will be a pistol grip, a removable magazine, a flashlight.
Yeah, but what he's saying is that like people can buy. So like for instance, people will say like Chicago has high gun control, but they still have a lot of gun violence. So how do you respond to that? And then people say, sure, Chicago has a lot of gun violence.
Well, they get guns illegally.
Exactly. That's what Abba's
saying. Oh yeah, but
illegally
you can get shit everywhere. But like you can't drive to New Hampshire as a Massachusetts resident and purchase a gun, they won't sell it to you.
Wait.
No,
Wait.
Oh, wait,
Really?
hold on. Sorry. If hold on, I think that might be the case at least in surrounding states. But even if it wasn't, you wouldn't be able to bring it back to Massachusetts.
Well,
Sorry, that's probably more accurate.
I mean, you could, right? You would just
No,
drive.
you
it.
could.
It'd be illegal.
Well, yeah, it'd be illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes, but you just have to drive. But there's no security measures in place. Like a law like that really
Mm-hmm.
isn't that important because of the fact that there's really very few ways to enforce it until after the fact, which is too late. So if I'm somebody who's interested in like going on a spree, I drive over state lines, I grab my gun, I come back and I do my deed. Like there's no way they could have stopped me, even though that law's in place to protect per se. It doesn't really have much of an effect on these kinds of shootings that people are worried about.
So how does 3D printing guns affect your calculus into that? If you can just print a pistol in Canada.
Ooh, you know what? That's actually been an issue, a growing issue over here. The thing about 3D printed guns, as I've researched, because it's been an increasing problem in my city specifically, is that they're not actually that great. They can fire off a few bullets, but generally the other parts about it either melt or they don't work for long periods. So 3D printed
Well,
guns,
it
from
depends.
what I've
It
what I've
depends on the
Depends on the
understood,
plastic, because I've definitely seen them in war
No,
zones.
it depends on like what parts you're 3D printing and what parts you're not. Like if you buy you can. So I believe that the serial number in the United States for a firearm is on the receiver of the firearm. If you can 3D print the receiver with like high quality shit, but you can buy like an actual properly machined barrel because those aren't tracked, and other parts of the gun
Okay.
that are going to be dealing with a lot of heat. Yeah.
okay. So then, yeah.
But if you
I'm
3D print
curious
like an
if we-
entire gun, I don't know if you can 3D print the barrel of a gun. Like that might just explode, or it
So
might
you could-
like have less something
So
like
you can only print off certain parts, and then the rest of them you actually have to have them manufactured.
Well, you could. I'm just saying you only need to 3D print the receiver, and then you could buy like a barrel for cheap, like a machined barrel or something, like made out of like metal and shit.
Okay. Oh, there you go. So, to answer your question, how does that factor in with what's happening with the 3D printing guns? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, so how does that factor into your calculus of banning all the pistols and everything else? If you can just 3D print them, I mean, you can 3D print a mortar, you can 3D print an RPG, why ban them?
I mean, hey, we're going into new territory. With technologies, you'd probably have to find solutions to those. But yeah, that's a great question.
That's going to be really interesting in like countries with like more restrictive gun control too, like across Europe when people can just start like 3D printing guns. Like, what are you gonna do?
South America and the cartel, yeah.
Like, that's going to be really weird. It's another AI question, AI art too. What are we doing about that?
Oh, AI art is based.
I don't know. It's pretty spooky.
Spooky how? Spooky that we can get high quality art at low cost.
Spooky that creativity used to be something exclusively in the domain of humans, and things like art were considered breachable topics or unbreachable subjects. And if AIs are capable of doing that, then the need for human creativity or innovation in art becomes highly questionable, which is pretty spooky.
Well, no, but you need the people to continue to develop new algorithms to be able to put out better art.
Why would those people?
yeah.
But it's not just about algorithms. Like, we're probably going to lose some of our training data too, unless we start doing training sets on other AI art. In which case, you've got AIs making art for other AIs. In which case, you're literally developing the Skynet of like the art world, which is kind of weird.
Oh my god, I just googled AI.
I mean, we've replaced jobs before. Like,
The AI, so ABBA, okay, ignore. Okay, so within the past year or two, okay, if you go back 5 or 10 years, when people talk about like AI art, it's all bullshit. They're like, oh, it's gonna take over, blah 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 blah. But where AI art is right now is holy shit.
yeah, I'm looking
it's
at it right
amazingly
now.
good. You can load up Stable Diffusion on your computer. You can make your
Like,
own
I've had
thing.
people email me like, hey, I did like some AI art of like this topic or you or whatever. Do you want to look at this? And it's like, it's shit I would have paid like money, a lot of money for it. It's like unbelievable. Yeah.
So you can just generate AI art yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can get Stable Diffusion. I can help you set that up later if you want to play around with it. But yeah, you put it on your computer, you put in a prompt, and then it'll spit stuff out. If you like it, you can upscale it. You can add your own training. So say you really like cars and you have 50,000 pictures of cars. Well, you can train it to do a really good job putting out cars.
Oh.
If that's really what you focus on too. It's really cool. And you're creating new high value tech jobs, and you're getting rid of, whatever art people do that computers can't do better.
Hey, Destiny.
But there's already
I had
like,
a quick
all right,
question.
what's up?
I had a quick question, Destiny. I
What's
was
up?
watching one of your videos recently about like wokeism.
Yeah, what about?
No, Marty, no. Fuck off. Come back. I'm sorry, Marty. No, later. Okay. I appreciate you.
Oh
Goodbye.
my god.
No,
Wait, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? What's his question?
no.
It's philosophy.
It's not philosophy. It's politics.
Yeah, it's politics.
So I was gonna ask
Oh,
you, like, do you have
God.
like a hard stance on being against people who inhibit free discussion on any sort of scientific?
Yeah, I think so. I think generally we should be open to pretty free discussions on shit like that. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think of like people who say, because there's a long-standing history basically of global warming skepticism and kind of like the science wars in the 1970s. Are you familiar with that kind of area?
Not like intimately, but I can guess. Probably a lot of people that are like climate change skeptics or whatever. Sure.
It's not even so much skepticism. It's like, I think it was around the 1950s and 60s, but there's just a group of people who started like what's known as early science wars, that there was kind of definitive evidence marked up against people who didn't believe in global warming. Um, and the people that ran against it were the same conspiracy addicts that
Yeah, but I mean, I
denied
think
the
I think that
acid
if
rain
you're
and
losing
the-
all of your audience to like conspiracy addicts, I think you just need to do a better job at figuring out how to market your stuff. I would say.
Well, I mean, I think the point is that someone like these authors would argue that in virtue of offering them a stage at all, right, to people who have like opinions that don't even matter in terms
Yeah, but
of
I think this
scientific literature.
I feel like it's kind of implicit in democracy that
I got
like,
rid of it. No. This is an unfucking belief. Who has this little fucking self-awareness to do this? Like, we're in here having a conversation. And Abba left now. Great.
Yeah.
Really great job, Marty. You fucking motherfucker. You know what? I need to solidify the hatred for this guy. I'm leaving too. Goodbye. You too, Rachel.